Everyone, welcome back. Today I'm doing an updated beauty inventory. I've been doing a beauty inventory, well, I did them a long time ago, kind of took a break. In the last couple of years, I've been doing them during Vlogmas and I pull everything out, I lay it all on the bed, and we count everything together. I decided to just count on my own this time, but I've been feeling like I'm accumulating more beauty products and my stash is growing and I'm not going through it fast enough. So I figured a midway check-in point would be the best time to kind of see where I actually am at. And then I have 6 months of this year at least to kind of, work through. I do a project pan specifically for makeup on my channel. It's a 10 pan, so I have 10 products at all times. When I meet a goal, I roll something else in. And I also do project use it up, which is a project pan for everything non-makeup. So hair, skin, nails, body, perfume, like all of the other beauty categories. And I like to do those quarterly. So being that it is the end of June as I'm filming this, it's a perfect time because I'm about to pick my products for the next 3 months. And this was really informative of which categories I need to put some attention on. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to put a graphic here on the screen as I talk through everything. And I'm comparing my numbers now versus December of 24, the last time I did this. So basically what I did is I went through my closets, I went through my little box of backups, like all the little stashes I have, plus what I have out that I'm actively using, and counted everything up. So I'm pretty sure this is accurate. There might be like 1 or 2 lip balms that I missed somewhere along the way, but I'm not too worried about that. We'll figure it out in the end. So let's go ahead and dive in. The first one we're going to talk about is makeup. So right now I feel like I was doing okay and then I looked at these numbers. So let's talk through each of these. I'm going to go in rows across the different categories. So face primer, I'm up by 1. I currently have 4. Liquid foundation, I'm up by 3. So this is an area I would like to focus in on. I got a cushion foundation. I got a sample of a liquid foundation that I've been wanting to try. And I do have a couple of older skin tints. So that's an area I definitely need to put some focus in on. And either declutter or finish up essentially is where I'm at, especially with some of those older ones. Like I've just got to kind of make a decision. Powder foundation is usually my go-to for every day. I currently have 7, so I'm up by 5. I bought a few of my favorites because I got nervous that they were being discontinued. It's the Fenty powder foundation. So I did kind of bulk buy strategically, but the number isn't looking so great. So I definitely want to focus there. I have 1 powder foundation that's specific for the summer. It's what I'm wearing today. It is darker than my normal, rest of the year pale shade. So that's the one I'm going to be focusing on this summer. I don't know if I'll finish it all the way up this summer. It might last me till next summer, but I am pretty focused on just that one because it's the only one matching my slightly tan skin at this point in time. Concealer, I'm up by 1. I decided to buy a brightener in addition to like a skin colored concealer. To be honest, I don't really use my concealer that's actually like matching my skin all that often. When I have a breakout, I don't really cover it. I just use my powder foundation and kind of live with it. I'm not super, attached to trying to cover everything all the time anymore. So maybe that's a growth thing that I can be proud of, but I might end up decluttering that other concealer and just having an under eye brightener because I really like my brightener. Setting spray, I am down by 1, so I have 2 instead of 3. It's basically 1 in use, 1 backup. I'd be okay with that going forward. Powders, I'm up by 1. I have 7. Last time I had 6. 1 is almost done, so I'll go back to 6, which is just fine. Bronzer is the same, blush is the same, highlights the same. Those are 3 categories that take me forever to finish something up. So I definitely don't need any more in those categories. Eye primer, I'm down by 1. I only have 1. Last time I had 1 that was almost done and then a backup. So that's actually kind of like net 0. Eyeshadow palettes, I'm up by 1. I do think I will do a beauty declutter at the end of the year and I will probably really look at my eye palettes and figure out what I want to keep or not. But I did buy 2 smaller, they're like 9 pan palettes when we were in Japan. So I'm really excited for those. But I do feel like I've kind of shifted my eyeshadow game and like what I'm interested in. So I do think at the end of the year, there'll be a beauty declutter, including some eyeshadow palettes. But I want to give myself the rest of the year to use all the eyeshadow palettes I have and really decide which ones no longer fit my, aesthetic and what I like. Single shadows, I'm up by 3. I have 28 instead of 25, but one's almost done, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm also panning my single shadows this year, so I could end up finishing a couple more throughout the rest of the 6 months. Cream shadows are the same. Mascara, I'm up by 1. I bought 2 backups. They were on sale, so no big deal. I switch my mascaras quarterly, so one of those is going to be used up here like in a matter of days anyway. Brows, I'm up by 2. I definitely don't need 4 brow products. I actually just got my brows dyed and tinted from my hairdresser when I got my hair done, and I've been loving that. So I'm only using a clear brow gel, and in the future, I probably will just keep doing it because I really like my tinted brows. They're just a little bit darker, and I don't have to put as much product to fill them in and make them look like I have brows because they get really blonde at the ends. So I would love to be at a point where I only need a brow gel. That would be awesome. All right, eyeliner, I'm up by 1. I really don't use eyeliner. When I do want a liner look, I use eyeshadow to achieve that. So I got a little sample eyeliner somewhere along the way, so I have one, and I just either need to decide to use it or declutter it. Lip liner is the kind of same thing. I have one. I definitely could use it up. It's just not something I feel like I need to have in my collection. And then for my other lip products, I've got lipsticks, I'm down by 3. Lip gloss, I'm up by 1. And lip stains, I'm up by 2. I think in general, I would like to have about 12 lip products throughout whichever categories. So between the lip liner, the lipstick, gloss, and stain, I'm right at 12, which is fine. And I actually was at 12 before. It just kind of, again, moved around. So I'm fine with that. I feel like, yeah, the lip stains are kind of fun. I bought those in Japan, and they've been fun for summer. Lip glosses are great. Like I'm not too set on those. I just don't want, 30 lip products because there's no way I can go through them all. So that's the makeup inventory. I would say the areas that I really need to focus are more base products. So like my liquid foundation, powder foundation, regular powders, that type of thing is the area that I need to put some focus on. All right, let's talk about skincare next. So the skincare section actually surprised me. I thought I was going to have a huge jump in a lot of these, but I've realized a lot of these have stayed the same. So I have used up products. I film empties on my channel if you want to see them. Like I go through products, but it means that I'm kind of replenishing at the same rate. So maybe I need to like cool it on the replenishing. Makeup remover is the same, 6 and 6. This includes makeup remover wipes. I don't use wipes on a daily basis, but I love them for travel, and like I also kind of use them for random things. So I'm okay having a couple packages of those, but then I also have a couple of backup like cleansing balms and whatever that I need to go through. So I would love to see that number a little bit lower, but it's never going to be 1. You know what I mean? Cleanser, we've got 5. And this kind of snuck up on me because I keep cleanser, like I have one in our shower, I have one at my sink. My husband has one at his sink that I count because if he doesn't use it, I will use it up. And then I have like 2 mini ones that I travel with. So I didn't expect those 5 to really creep up on me, but that's definitely something I was like, well, I mean, I guess I could use up one of those mini ones, but that only brings me to 4. So maybe 4 is my realistic number. Eye creams, I'm up by 1. This is just a backup of, one that's almost done. So all of this is a snapshot in time. Serums, 9 and 9 is the same. That is something I would like to kind of pare down a little bit. Spot treatment is up by 1. That's fine. Moisturizers down by 2. This is great. I had 6 moisturizers. I only have 1 face. And for moisturizer, this is the moisturizer I use at night. During the daytime, I just use an SPF. I don't do an SPF plus moisturizer. The SPF is enough for me. So actually, this is really good that I'm down here because I definitely don't need 6, maybe 2. Toners, I'm up by 1. 1's a backup. I'm almost done with 1, so that'll like even itself back out. SPF, I'm up by 3. I did buy a few Asian sunscreens while I was there, so I'm excited to work through those and try those out. But I'm also trying to finish up the ones that I have in use right now because the expiration's coming up. Like one of mine that I'm using expires in August and another one in September. So I do still kind of want to prioritize finishing those up. so that they don't go bad, you know? Exfoliators the same, 3 and 3. Masks up by 2, and I did split this out. Previously I had my sheet masks and like my normal like in a tub or a tube masks together, and I decided to split those out because I've been getting into sheet masks and I want to kind of keep those separate. So for regular masks, 13 is way too many. A lot of them are little minis, so I think those are going to be going into my project Use It Up here soon, because I do not need that many masks, to be completely honest. And then sheet masks, I have 11 right now, but those are a one-time use thing, you know, like you're going to use it and then it's done. So I don't know that that number really bothers me, considering that my husband and I are both doing sheet masks about once a week together. So we're going through 2 a week. So I think having like 10-ish is fine. Pore strips, I have 1. I just have 1 lingering. I honestly just need to do it and get rid of it. I don't need to have pore strips. And then eye gels, these are like, you know, like under eye patches or whatever. My husband and I do the Good Molecules eye gels. It comes with a set of, there's 30 sets of them, so 60 total in a little jar. And I just count the jar. So I have a lot of eye gels, but I just count based on packaging. And then I also had a single-use one that we used up when we were traveling, so that's great. And then lip scrub, just the one that works for me. Lip balm, I'm at 7. I kind of hover, again, kind of like the cleansers. I keep lip balms all over the place. I've got one at my desk, one downstairs, one up my side of my bed, one with my skincare, one in my bag. Like, I typically have 5 lip balms on the go at the same time. So that plus a backup or 2 brings me to 7 pretty quickly. And then hypochloric acid spray. This was kind of newer. I didn't have these before, but I have really enjoyed them for flying. It definitely has helped my skin. I've also been using them because I've been going for walks most mornings. So I use the spray when I come back to just kind of prevent my skin from breaking out. And I do think it's working really well for me. So that's a new category. I basically have one smaller one that I use and then one larger one that I'm kind of refilling the smaller one from. So like one on the go, but the other one's being used up too because it's like the refill station. So for skincare, I definitely have a few sections that I want to focus in on: the masks, the serums, the SPF certainly. But I was just kind of surprised that a lot of those actually didn't move and that I'm bringing things in at the same pace. So I would like to see some of those categories actually be negative next time. Next is body and fragrance. So for body wash, we have 7, which is ridiculous. And as I was looking through it, there's like 3 half-used travel size, like little mini body washes. So that's what we're going to use. We're going to use up the one that's in our shower, and then I'm going to start going crazy on those little ones and just get them out of here. I do not need little ones that are half used. I have a little bottle that I can refill with our normal body wash when we travel if I want to, so I do not need these little ones hanging around. Body scrub, I'm up by 1. That's fine. I can go through body scrubs, and a couple of those are minis. I got a little like Christmas set, so if they're not all like giant ones. And I will say all of these categories, if I have a mini, it's counted as 1. It's not like some conversion rate. Shave products, I'm down by 2, which is great. I just finished up 2 travel shave creams that I do not need to repurchase. So I've basically got 1 in the shower, 1 shave oil, and 1 backup at this point in time. Lotion, we're down by 2, which is great. This is also a category we always have a few on the go. My husband and I both use lotion. We have different preferences on like how thin or thick of a lotion, and we definitely have some in our closet as like backup. So we shouldn't need to buy any for a while. Ingrown serum, I've got the same one. I use it under my arms. It really helps with the bumps that I used to get, so that's great. 1 body oil. We're not the biggest body oil people, but I've got 1. Body powders, we have 2. Hand sanitizers, I did not count before, so I don't know how many I had. I would guess maybe like 4 or 5. But I have 3 right now, which seems reasonable. I would say 2 to 3 is probably all I ever need. Bar soap is also a category I want to keep track of. I did not keep track of this before, so I don't know what my number is, but we currently have 14. My husband travels for work, and so when he's at nice hotels and they have like nice bars of soap, he brings them home, so we don't have to buy them. So most of the 14, I would say like 12 of the 14 are small ones, and we just go through them, like put them in our shower, by our sink, whatever. But that's something that I don't want. Just because they're free doesn't mean we need all of them. So that's something I do want to kind of keep in track. Obviously, bar soap is always good to have. You can technically use it anywhere, but certainly something that we don't buy really. So even though they're freebies, maybe we need to be more picky on how many we bring home. Scented hand soap is also a category that I didn't track before. I'm really the only one that uses scented hand soap in our house. My husband prefers to use bar soap or unscented soap. So I'm the one that likes the seasonal scents and whatever. I bought a bunch of them from Bath & Body Works in the fall when they were like $2 or something like that. So I want to just keep track of that. I am rotating them seasonally. So sometimes I get through the whole bottle in the season. Sometimes I don't, depending on like which bathroom it's in. So these will be a little bit longer haul, but I don't want to buy any more hand soaps until I get through most of these. So this is more so being added on here so that I don't buy more this fall when they're also on sale, because I have plenty, and I have plenty in all the seasons. Like I've got summer scents out now. I've got fall scents already. I've got winter scents ready to go later on. So there's no reason for me to be buying any more scented hand soap at this point in time. Then we've got perfume. I currently am up by 1, so I have 28. I have a lot of minis that I've accumulated, like not like the little ones where you get like 2 sprays out of it, like decent size, travel size ones. So that's kind of my focus, to work through those. I definitely don't need this many perfumes. We also have bought reusable atomizers where you can like you can pump out perfume from your full size bottle into a travel size one. So I definitely don't need any travel size perfumes because I have those atomizers. My husband and I both have a couple that we can use. So I don't have an excuse to have travel size perfumes anymore. I just need the full sizes. So I want to work on that. And then also body mist. I bought a set from Sol de Janeiro. I'm really enjoying all the scents. So I currently have 6 body mists. I'm up by 5 in total. But I really like them. And they're all minis, so they're not going to be too hard to get through. But I am actually really enjoying those. So, you know, that's fine with me. Those are kind of what I want to wear day to day. And then perfume, once I can get that number down, is more of like when I leave the house, when I'm going out, that type of thing. So again, super eye-opening. I'm really proud of myself for being down in lotions. That's one area I feel like always is going up. So I feel like I'm on the right track there, which is great. Next, we have hair care. So again, this is an area that doesn't move too much. My hair care routine is pretty straightforward. I kind of have 2 routines. So being that it is summer and it's hot and humid where I live, I don't mess with blow drying my hair or heat styling it. I just usually let it be naturally curly. I do have some products to support that curly hair, journey and everything. And then I have different products that I use for the rest of the year when I do blow dry and kind of do like blowout style of hair. So shampoo, conditioner, hair mask, all the same. I would like to decrease the hair mask number to probably 2, but just, need to work on that. And the shampoo and conditioner, generally, my husband and I use the same version. So I just have like the liter size with the pump. We've got one in the shower of each and then one in our cabinet. I would just say in general, we live in a small town. The closest, Target, Walmart, whatever, is about 45, 50 minutes away each way. So like a good hour and a half drive there and back. So I do like to have a backup or 2 of certain categories so that when I run out, it's not like, okay, now I have to drive an hour and a half to just go get shampoo. Like I enjoy having a backup, but I don't need to have, 10 backups. So that's where I'm trying to balance this line. Okay, detangling spray. I finished up one. I really only need one, so that's fine. I buy my detangle spray. It's just a Suave brand. I can get that at my local grocery store, so no problem there. Leave-in cream, we've got 1. Hair oil has gone up by 1. One's a little sample that I think I can work through, but I'm just going to work through the full-size ones that I'm using now. Blow-dry cream, I'm up by 1. This is just buying a backup. My 1 bottle is almost empty. Dry shampoo, I have 5. This is a category I do enjoy having a travel size version of. So I've got, I think, 2 full-size dry shampoos and 3 minis at this point in time. But when I travel, I do like having the mini size and I can go through them pretty quickly. So that numbers I'm actually okay with. Root powder, I've got 1. It's kind of like a volumizing powder that I use. Again, blow dry. Root spray, 1. Hairspray, I'm down by 2. Thank God. My husband helped me work through that. Neither of us are huge hairspray people, so I think eventually if I could get down to just like one, that would be awesome. I mean, on occasion we like to use it, but it's not our go-to, you know? Hair wax, I got one of these in, I think, my advent calendar box that I got last year. And I've been trying to play with it this summer, and I don't know if it's for me. So I'm going to keep trying it a couple more times, and then I might declutter it. Curl cream, I have two. One full size, one travel. Again, when we're traveling somewhere warm, I wear my hair curly. Hair gel, I've got one. Mousse, I've got, oh, that's actually supposed to be a 2. As I just bought a new full size one, actually. So that's actually a +1. And then texture spray, I've got 2, one full size, one travel. So in general, I'm feeling pretty good with my hair inventory. There's a couple of areas that are slightly inflated, but this is not an area that I'm concerned with. Then the last category is nail care. And a lot of these I did not count before, but I want to start keeping track of. So I have 3 base coats of normal nail polish base coats and 3 top coats. I do not need 3 and 3, maybe like 2 and 2, but 3 is a little much. Normal nail polish, like colored nail polish, I have 32. That is definitely an area I need to go through. Quite a few of my nail polishes are starting to get old. So I want to kind of explore those and, you know, wear them and figure out which ones maybe have turned. But that is an area I would like to pare down. I have 1 nail polish thinner. That's all I need, you know, if any of those get kind of gloopy. And then I do have some gel products. I've been really enjoying the Ohora gel nail strips. That's what I have on my nails today. These are like the pink chrome. How fun are those? And so I do wear a base coat. It's usually just like a nail dehydrator type thing. But I do wear a base coat, and then I wear a clear gel top coat on top of these. So I've got those there. 2 and 2, it's basically like 1 in use, 1 backup. And then for the actual gel strips, I have 10 boxes of them. I can get 2 manicures out of 1 box. And I know for a fact not all 10 boxes have both left in. I've done a manicure out of a few of those. So I would say I probably have like 16 manicures left in those 10 boxes, but I think 10 is going to be my limit. I have a nice variety of shades then. I don't feel like I need to do more than that though. Gel remover, I have 5, which is ridiculous. I do not need that many, maybe 2. So that's an area, I mean, I'm not going to overuse that category, but it is something that I need to keep in mind that I don't need anymore. And then I do have 1 nail like cuticle oil that I use as well. So again, a lot of those have a question mark because I didn't track them before, but I would like to track them going forward. So here is kind of a totals list, and part of the exercise I did when I went through this is I looked at what my goals would be. So again, knowing that I live small town and I don't have, you know, immediate access to everything, I am a person that likes to have a small stockpile. My husband and I also travel quite a bit, so there are a few categories, again, like hair mousse or dry shampoo or hand sanitizer, whatever, where I do have, like, I would say a pretty valid reason to have a travel size version, though I am trying to not be so isolated in other categories. So I have outlined here what my current numbers are, what they were in December, and what my goal number is for all of the categories. I have it broken down, but I don't want to bore you by going through each one. So for makeup, I currently have 99 makeup products. I previously had 81. I think my goal is around the 75-ish mark. I put it as 72, but you know, I can be flexible. Skincare, I currently have 81 products. At the end of December, I had 69, so I've gone up. And I think my goal is around below 60. So 58 is what I came up with. Again, kind of based on my breakdown. Body care, I currently have 64. Then I had 34, but there were some categories like bar soap and scented hand soap that I didn't count before. So I don't know what my total actually was. So I for sure had 34 counted for, and then there's some categories that I don't know. So it just means that when I do this in December, I will have more accurate numbers that we can reflect on. But I feel like for body care, my goal is about 38, 40-ish. Between all of the categories, including, you know, shower gels and scrubs and body washes. Those are things that I go through regularly. So having 2 backups is fine with me, but that's included in that goal of 38. I don't need to go too crazy with the lotions. Like 17 probably is too many still. Fragrance, I currently have 34. In December, I had 28. I think my goal is going to be about 25, and that includes perfume and body mists. And what I'm kind of thinking is to identify maybe like 5 or 6 that are my spring summer scents and 5 or 6 that are like my fall winter scents. I do like rotating things that are more seasonally appropriate. It helps me feel like I have new and exciting things to use, even though they're products that I already own. So that's what I'm thinking I need to go through, is kind of start separating, and then I can figure out, okay, I've got way more like spring summer scents, that's where I need to focus, or maybe I have a lot more fall winter. But that's, I think, the next step for me, is to like kind of sort them into those 2 categories and then see where I'm at too. For hair, I currently have 34 products. In December, I had 30. I think my goal is closer to 25. So I'm not that far off. And then nails is also a category that is kind of newer. I currently have 59 products. The only one that I tracked in the past was the cuticle oil. So I don't know exactly how many other nail products I had, but my goal is going to be about 40 going forward. So I'm not a minimalist. My husband is not a minimalist. Like, we will always have backups. We will always have a couple of options, but my goals are all lower than where I currently am at. So it does give me something to work towards. So the last item I'm going to put up on the screen, but this is really helpful for me as I pick my project pan items, as I pick my project use it up items. These are the categories in which, for the individual goal that I've set for myself, I am more than 2 away from the goal. So these are the ones that, like, if I'm going to pan something, it should come from these categories. So liquid foundation, powder, blush, highlight, single eyeshadows are the makeup ones. So that's where I need to focus there. For skincare, it's makeup remover, cleanser, moisturizer, SPF, and face masks. Non-sheet mask face masks. For body, I really need to work on the body wash, body scrub, lotion, bar soap, scented hand soap, and then also the perfume category needs a little attention. And for hair, it's just the hair mask and dry shampoo. And then for nails, I need to work through those normal nail polishes and figure out what I want to clutter. And then I cannot buy any more gel removers. The ones that I have work fine. I don't need to buy any more. So this is really valuable for me, and I'm excited that as I can focus on these, I can maybe remove these categories from the list. That would be super satisfying. But I also think that for me anyway, knowing that these are the focus areas and all of the other categories are like not that out of control, they're within range, you know, of meeting the goal, that kind of gives me permission to not think about them. Like, they'll naturally kind of sort themselves out, I think. These are the ones that I need to put some more time and effort into. So I hope you found this interesting. I don't know if anybody's going to like this video, but I enjoyed going through it. So I hope you did. And yeah, we'll kind of check in December during Vlogmas. I will do the traditional way where I like pull everything out and we can look at all the products, because that is kind of fun and satisfying in its own way. But having these updated numbers is really going to help me stay focused. And I've been loving all the Project Pan content, and I can't remember who said it right now. If I can think of it, I will link them down below. But they were saying what a privilege it is to have all of this extra beauty items that I know I can use, and I don't have to spend my money. I can save my money. I can spend my money in other ways. I can donate my money. Like, I can do other things with my money than spend it on beauty products, because I have an inventory and I have plenty of backup. And I love that perspective of like, what a privilege that I don't have to buy anything right now, and I can ride out all these products. It will help me with my goals to kind of reduce the number of stock, but also I'm not having to spend money. So that's going to be the focus for summer, is we're not going to spend much money on beauty. If we truly run out of a category or my husband needs something, that's fine. But for me, I got to stay out of the beauty aisles. So that's all I've got for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.